What if everything you've been taught about playing it safe is actually holding you back from the life you're meant to live? I've discovered that the most meaningful achievements demand that you step into the unknown. A great leader once observed that playing small doesn't create passion. It only leads to a life far smaller than what you could truly accomplish. Think about your own journey through school, choosing a career path. How many voices have advised you to secure a backup plan, to always have that safety net? But I challenge that idea. If I'm going to stumble, I don't want to stumble backward onto a cushion. I want to stumble forward, eyes wide open, learning from whatever I encounter. Falling forward means learning while you move. Without steady commitment, you'll never reach the finish line. Pursue what sets your soul on fire. Take the leap. Don't let the fear of falling stop you. There's a classic puzzle with 9 dots, where you connect them all without lifting the pen. The solution only appears when you draw lines beyond the imaginary boundary. Don't be scared to break conventional patterns. Don't be afraid of significant setbacks or grand ambitions. But remember, dreams without clear targets are just fantasies. A legendary baseball player holds the record for the most strikeouts. But history doesn't focus on the misses, it celebrates the monumental home runs. Every time you don't succeed, you're one step closer to your goal. You must embrace risk, and you've likely heard that before, but I want to explain why it's absolutely critical. You will face defeat in your life. You will lose. You will feel deep embarrassment. You will be bad at something. That's not just possible, it's guaranteed. This might feel like an unusual message, but I'm telling you, welcome it. It's unavoidable. In my field, rejection is a constant companion. Early on, I tried out for a role in a major stage production. It seemed perfect for me, except for one glaring issue: I couldn't sing. I didn't get the part, but I didn't give up. I didn't retreat to a safe option. I left that room and prepared for the next opportunity, and the one after that. I worked tirelessly. I faced rejection again and again and again, but it was irrelevant, because there's a truth my grandfather taught me. If you wait by the river long enough, the bodies of your enemies will float by. You will eventually get your opening, and I did get mine. Years later, I performed in a celebrated play on a famous stage, The Powerful Twist. It was in the very same theater where I had faced that initial rejection decades before. The lesson is this: every person here has the skill and ability to win. But do you have the courage to face repeated defeat? If you aren't failing, you aren't pushing your boundaries. Let me repeat that: if you aren't failing, you aren't pushing your boundaries. To obtain what you've never had, you must attempt what you've never done. Picture yourself in your final moments. Surrounding you are the spirits of your unused potential, the ghosts of the projects you never started, the specters of the gifts you left unused. They stand around you, filled with frustration and sorrow. They say, "We came to you, and you had the power to give us life." They say, "Now we must depart with you, forever unfulfilled." So I ask you today, how many of these spirits will gather around you when your time comes? I recently visited a stunning country, but saw places gripped by poverty that desperately need support. And that's just one example. So many regions need your help. The globe is calling for your contribution. We need it from you, the younger generation. I'm not speaking for everyone, but I know my hair is getting lighter. We need your energy. Because remember this: you have to step onto the field and pour all of yourself into the game. Whether it's your attention, your unique skills, your compassion, or your resources, what will you do with what you possess? I'm not talking about the quantity of your assets. Some of you study business, some study faith, some study healing, some study society. Some have financial means, some have incredible patience, some have a generous heart, some have the strength to endure hardship. Whatever your gift is, what will you do with it? Now, my final thought on failure: sometimes it's the most effective compass for your future. Your path will never be a straight line. I started at a university studying medicine. I took a class with a name I couldn't even pronounce, let alone pass. So I shifted toward legal studies, then toward media. With no clear direction, my grades plummeted. My GPA was a disaster, and the school kindly recommended I take a leave of absence. I was 20 at my absolute lowest. Then, one specific day, I remember it clearly, I was assisting my mother in her salon. An respected elder from the community was there. I kept catching her gaze in the mirror. She was studying me intently. Finally, she removed her hairdryer and spoke words, "I'll always carry, young man. I have a vision for you." She said, "You will journey across the globe and share your message with vast audiences." And in the years that followed, just as she predicted, I have traveled the world and connected with millions through my work. Millions who, until this moment, could only see the character I played, not the real person behind the performance. But I see you today, and what I see gives me hope. What I see gives me strength. Because taking a chance isn't just about career moves. It's about understanding your limits and being receptive to new people and perspectives. The leaps you take, the connections you make, the love you give, the belief you hold, that is what will ultimately shape your story. Never lose heart. Never pull your punches. Give it your absolute all. And when you trip along this road we call life, remember this one principle: fall forward. If this message connected with you, hit the like button and follow Motivation Knowledge for more.